What we have here is something that you should all be familiar with. He knows this car. She knows this car. Everyone knows this car. And I'm pretty sure someone out there has named their child after this car. This is a 2021 Toyota Vios. My name is Jacob Oliva and I'm the content manager of Philkotse.com, your #1 car portal in the Philippines. So don't forget to hit like and subscribe to Philkotse so you could get the latest updates. Now, target namin is 300,000 by the end of the year. I think kaya naman yon, basta nandiyan kayo na laging nakabantay sa videos namin. Now, if you want the latest pricing, specs, and reviews of the Toyota Vios or any other car, just check out the Philkotse Car Guide and we make sure that it's updated all for you. Huge grille. Sabi nga nila, para siyang Lexus because of the spindle shape. Then again, hindi masyado. It's just that maganda siya sa paningin ko and piano black siya actually. The G variant has the piano black grille as opposed to the matte black or plasticky na black ng mga E variants. Now, what's special about the G variant are the headlights because it has a 3-tier LED headlamps na para siyang medyo kamukha na yung Corolla Altis. And of course, the LED DRLs na nagpapaangas sa kanya kahit sa umaga. Another thing na nagbago sa Toyota Vios are the accents here na dati para siyang Joker na nakasmile, but this time it gets angry or para siyang medyo maangas na yung dating. What's good about it is that it complements the fog lamps. The problem lang sa mga lower variants like the E, wala siyang fog lamps so medyo weird na may bilog dito. But then again, we're talking about the G variant, so the fog lamps look good. It complements well with the other black trims here at the lower lip. For this generation and Como facelift nga, this is still the naturally aspirated 1.5-liter 2NR FE dual VVTi gasoline engine. It makes 106 horsepower and 140 Nm of torque, mated to a CVT with 7 simulated gear ratios. Now, for mixed driving, city and highway yun 12.2 km per liter. Now, sa highway, at an average speed of 90 km per hour, it averages at around 19.9 km per liter. Expected numbers naman yon. And take note, 2 tao yung sakay ko nung tinest namin yung car at the highway. 16-inch two-tone alloys with machine cut finish. Not bad. Well, actually, it really looks good, but it's not a standout on the road. But then again, from the factory, it has Bridgestone Turanza with 195/50s. So, it's not really bad. Actually, pag check nyo yung lower variants, mas manipis yung gulong niya. So, okay na deal na rin siya for this car. Well, down at the sides of the Vios, what can I say? It's a Vios. You should know what it looks like. So, for this review's sake, it has chrome door handles, it has electronic folding side mirrors, and it has shark's fin antenna. Now, wala masyadong nagbago sa likod compared to the previous generation. It still has the LED taillights and the guidelines here. Now, the turn signals are halogens and you have the reflectors and the rear view camera. But one thing that you'll notice here is that it has the G badge. So what does that tell you? Well, it's just saying that I am driving the Vios with a bigger engine. I'm sure alam niyo na to, laki-laki ang trunk ng Vios. Like right now, nasa likod ko mga tough case and camera bags, mga equipment namin, and kasya silang lahat. Actually, for 5 people, like 5 overnight bags or a month worth of grocery, kasyang-kasya siya. But beyond those, you have to take a good measure, figuratively and literally. Alright, interior naman tayo ng 2021 Vios. Basically, it's the same steering wheel as before. You have the audio controls. You also have the paddle shifters na exclusive to G and GRS variants. Now, the gauge clusters are the same. You have the Optiton gauges na mukhang parang bluish, na parang graphic in design, and that also displays your essentials like fuel consumption, ganyan, mga daily needs mo. And then, problem lang with this is that wala siyang telescopic adjustment, meaning you can only tilt it to your preference, pero hindi mo siya pwedeng i-adjust na yung distance. So, as for the seats, okay naman siya kasi you have the manual adjustment, which is okay for the price. Pero may height adjuster na siya, which is great for short individuals or sa mga medyo kailangan ng konting height while driving. Although for longer drives, baka mapagod ka kasi wala siyang adjustable lumbar support or actually wala siyang lumbar support. So adjust ka lang or stretch ka na lang siguro pag medyo matagal ka na nag-drive. If particular ka sa position mo while driving, like gusto mong pahiga, medyo hindi siya option if you're getting the Vios. Now, for materials used, plastics, you won't expect naman na high quality materials from this price point. Then again, ang maganda sa ginawa ng Toyota, you have textures like this one, this is satin silver, and then you have piano black here, and yeah, the other parts are hard plastics na. Ingat lang dito sa piano black plastics because madali siya magasgas, and actually nasa touch point siya ng kotse, which is your climate controls, and dito sa baba sa may gear lever. Speaking of climate control, automatic na siya, and it has a bluish white display, which is if you're viewing it from behind, medyo okay siya, ang ganda niyang tignan. Sabi ko nga kanina, piano black plastics. So yeah, magupit ka lang siguro ng kuko before ka mag-drive kasi magagasgasan mo siya if maharot ka mag-drive or mahilig ka pipindot ng kung ano-ano. Alright, for the infotainment naman, you have a touchscreen. Actually, this one is the older version. In-upgrade na siya ng Toyota just this month, just this March, kasabay yung launch ng GRS. So what you will have when you buy at a Vios G would be the same size of infotainment pero meron na siyang Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, which is a great thing kasi lalo sa mga younger set of car buyers na laging on the go and they want to stay connected. One thing na mamimiss siguro ng mga bagong buyers is yung lumang head unit is may CD player. Hindi na alam nilang lahat to. You can just push it and then yun. Magtitilt siya automatic and you have a CD player. Something na hindi ko sure kung meron sa bago. Ang astig lang yan tignan kasi tingnan mo naman, tumutupi mag-isa. Tingnan mo. Ayan! O, di ba? By the way, this Vios has a reverse camera. Wala lang siyang guidelines pero wag mo nang asahan yun. May mirrors ka naman, so dapat yun ang gagamitin mo talaga while you're backing down, right? If may gusto mo nang palitan sa Vios, especially this version, yung lagayan ng USB. Kasi if you put it in here, yung horizontal space mo medyo may invade niya eh. Medyo nasa way siya, and then sinaksak mo na yung smartphone mo. Another thing, wala kang sturdy na lalagyan ng smartphone mo, which is, I don't know, you have your glove box, you have your center console, you have your door cards, pero hindi siya easily accessible. Okay, fine. You can put it in your cup holders or here, sa tabi ng handbrake mo, pero medyo maalog siya. So, yun lang. So, sana sa next version ng Vios, may maayos na siyang lagayan ng smartphone. Kasi alam mo naman mga tao ngayon, puro smartphone na. So, totoo lang, parang ayoko review itong likod eh. Alam niyo naman to eh. Nasasakyan niyo to araw-araw eh. But for the sake of everyone else, yung legroom ng Vios sa likod ay sobrang sufficient. I mean, ayokong dangkalin, ayokong sukatin, pero kita niyo naman yung tuhod ko, di ba? And yung headroom ko, it's okay din. I guess if you're taller than me, around like 5'10", siguro medyo sisikip siya ng konti, pero sukat-sukatan nyo na lang. Now, wala ka masyadong toys dito sa likod ng Vios. You don't have armrests, you don't have aircon vents, so mag-aagawan kayo sa harapan, but that's fine. Mabilis naman siyang lumamig, especially on a hot day, since fabric seats siya. And you also have bottle holders sa doors and you have speakers. But the sound is just fine, hindi siya outstanding, pero hindi rin siya masama. Oh, by the way, you also have ISOFIX, child seat tethers para sa mga pamilya dyan. And you also have, syempre, sedan, so you have lagayan ng, let's say, face shields nyo, lagay nyo dito or anything. Yun ang makagandaan sa sedan, di ba? Meron kang patungan dito sa likod. Sabi ko nga kanina, 106 horsepower and 140 Newton meters of torque. And that's coming from a naturally aspirated gasoline engine, which is a carryover from the previous Vios. Since naturally aspirated engine siya, yung power delivery niya is uniform throughout the drive. Meaning, hindi ka maghahanap ng boost, walang ganun, since walang turbo. Pero, the good thing about it is, enough naman siya para hindi ka mabitin, pero at speeds, like when you're overtaking or you're changing speeds, medyo kailangan mo talaga apakan yung accelerator mo. And that's one of the caveats of a CVT, the rubber band effect as they call it. Okay lang naman yun, pero when it comes to, say, sa twisties or yung mga drives na kailangan medyo mabilis like highways, medyo kailangan may focus ka talaga dun sa accelerator mo or dun sa pagdadrive mo. The good thing about the Vios G, which is exclusive to this one and to the GRS na bagong launch, is meron siyang paddle shifters. Anong meron sa paddle shifters? You can let the car shift by itself, pero you can also shift it manually. Now, saan mo gagamitin yun? Let's say nasa twisties ka or sa winding roads. Let's say papunta kang Kaibiyang Tunnel or papunta kang Nasugbu through Naik. When tackling twisties, you can use the paddle shifters to engine brake, meaning you won't rely on your brakes pagdating sa corners. Pwede mong gamitin yung paddle shifters mo to downshift and then eventually slow down upon taking corners. And that's the safer way when tackling winding roads. If kaya mo, syempre. Pero dahil CVT siya, yung system ng Vios will tell you na hindi ka pa pwedeng mag-downshift at this certain speed and hindi niya itutuloy yung downshift. So walang masisira sa makina mo. Isa sa mga gusto ko sa Vios is ang ganda ng driving visibility niya. Meaning, sufficient yung view ng driver, wala masyadong blind spots. Except siguro yung mga kailangan mong silipin talaga na ganun. Pero the A-pillars are positioned nicely, medyo na forward siya. Less yung left corner blind spots mo, especially pag liliko ka sa kanto. Speaking of twisties, well regarded naman talaga ang Vios when it comes to its handling. Kaya nga may Vios Cup, di ba? And napansin ko lang sa version na to ng Vios, ng bagong Vios is ang tight na nung steering niya, hindi na siya loose, hindi vague yung when you're turning, hindi vague yung pakiramdam. And maganda yung feedback niya on the ground. Actually, I took this car sa winding roads kahapon lang actually. And maganda yung feedback niya sa twisties and I don't feel unsafe. Syempre, with good measure. Hindi naman sports car like yung handling niya, but it doesn't feel cheap. And okay na okay siya for its price. Now, napansin ko rin when tackling the twisties, medyo may body roll and expected naman siya. Although, okay naman sana yung setup niya. And papansin mo rin pag dadaan ka ng mga bumps or mga rough roads, medyo mararamdaman mo siya sa loob. But that's fine, it's negligible. And hindi siya something to be concerned about. Now, sound insulation, okay naman. Medyo maririnig mo lang talaga yung road noise when it comes to around 80 km per hour pataas. So, yeah, expected naman siya. Now let's go to our favorite part, which is the Philkotse score. For aesthetics, gusto ko siya. Sa totoo lang, yung mukha talaga yung nagdala sa kanya and nagbago from, even if it's just a facelift, ang ganda nung G-Nump from the outgoing model. And para sa akin, ang laking bagay nun, especially for a best-selling model. So for that, I'm giving it a 4 out of 5. For performance, for city drives, wala kang problema and hindi ka mabibitin. But then again, syempre, hindi ka lang naman sa syudad magdadrive, di ba? Pumunta ka rin sa Baguio o sa Nasugbu. So, pag dinala mo siya doon, medyo mabibitin ka na dahil sa CVT. And for that, I'm giving it a 3.5 out of 5. For practicality, okay naman siya. Maluwang yung loob, maluwang yung likod, and relatively fuel efficient naman. Then again, kung natutupi lang sana yung upuan sa likod, it would be a perfect 5. So, I'm giving it a 4.5 out of 5. Okay, value for money. If mag-uusapan natin yung price ng Vios before March, baka mababa ang value for money. But Toyota Motor Philippines gave it a price cut this month that brings it down under ₱1,000,000, especially for this variant. So for that, I'm giving value for money 4 out of 5. So for overall Philkotse score, the Vios has its ups and downs, of course. Lahat naman ng kotse may ganun. But this new generation actually is way better than the before, especially for aesthetics. So I'm giving this one a 4 out of 5. So 14 variants overall, and this, the Vios G, at the top of the range. Well, that's before the GRS came in. And because of that, as I've said earlier, Toyota brings down the price to 911,000 for the manual variant, and then 970,000 for this, the Vios G CVT. Pero ang gusto mo ng White Pearl, that's an additional 15,000 pesos. And actually, ang ganda na niyang deal for a small sedan that has all these features. So, hindi na ako magugulat if for 2021, isa pa rin sa best-selling models ng Toyota, ang Toyota Vios. Again, this is Jacob Oliva, your content manager for Philkotse.com. And this is the full review of the 2021 Toyota Vios G. And see you guys next time. Saan tayo? BGC? Down pare, daming showbiz doon pare. No oras na ba? 10? Medyo maaga pa, wala pang showbiz doon pare. Rug?
Fix pare.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to Philkotse, the country's #1 online car portal.